Maybe? Hmm? Yes, we're live. This time it popped up. That was weird.
Okay, hey guys, we are back for some more Phoenix Wright, and I apologize if I just said that twice because we don't know if it was live or not the first time we started it.
Share news feed, post it to Facebook.
So yeah, last time we have finished the first day of court. Now we're back to investigating, which is good because I don't feel like problem solving right now. Like, I really don't. It's been a couple of off days for me. It's been a couple of off days for me lately. Like, yesterday was just... I don't know why, but I was so tired yesterday. Like, so tired. And today, I was still tired. And I'm still kind of tired.
That's not good.
Yeah, like, I don't have a temperature or anything. I'm not coming down with it. I don't feel sick. And it's not that much of a hassle to do some PT on Thursday and drive from here to Boston for a tube change. Like, it's not that much of a hassle. Believe me, it's easier than it sounds.
Right. That usually means there's some other issue.
Like what?
I don't know. That's the question, though, isn't it?
It's like, I'm not sick. I'm not, like, overworking myself. Definitely not. I even napped in the car just to regain a little bit of energy, but still nothing. But luckily, if I am still feeling tired tomorrow, I can sleep in. It's Saturday.
Yeah, you can. Sora says, "Hi, cat," in all caps.
Sora! And who?
I said in all caps. All capital letters. I have insomnia.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like that's a bad thing for you.
For I am here. Cat. This is all in capital letters.
Why are you yelling? Also, why do you have insomnia?
Oh, he's always had insomnia.
Okay, like, I was just talking about how tired I've been lately. And now he's telling us that he's got insomnia?
I don't know.
Okay, can you please stop yelling at us? Please.
Yeah, so he's got insomnia and you have been lethargic. Take a power nap. She did in the car.
Yeah, I went to Boston today. So I had 2 chances to take a nap and I took both. But still, nothing changed.
I will try.
Can you start now, maybe?
Take another for good measure. Oh, she already said before you got here, she already said that if she feels tired tomorrow, she can just sleep because she's got no school or anything.
Yep, no school, no appointments, no nothing. So tomorrow I can take all the rest I need. And please, stop yelling.
So anyway, what did we do last time?
Last time, we finished the first day of court. It was a bit of a doozy, as always. But I have a feeling the next day will be even more of a doozy.
Press the X button. Sora says.
Well, at least he's not yelling in our face then.
Right?
Sora, what happened to your normal volume? You do know that's a thing, right? Normal volume? Anyway. So, yeah, today will just be some investigating. Because, like I said, that's good for me because my brain hasn't been wanting to work at all.
Yeah, until we go, where the heck are we supposed to be going? What are we doing wrong?
Then we're both going to be stuck up. But thankfully, Sora's is here. So I don't think that'll be a problem. Sora's here to help us.
I left it outside.
Okay.
It's not my fault.
Your phone? What did you say?
It's not my fault. I had to increase volume for lack of funny.
For lack of funny?
He's saying he's not funny, so he has to get louder. Man, I seem all gloomy now. Would you like some coffee?
No, we haven't even gotten there yet. We haven't even ran into her yet. We haven't started, which reminds me.
Yes, for lack of funny, haha.
There you go. That's not too loud. If you can just keep your voice like that, that'll be fine. Don't leave it.
He said it.
Okay. Both of you can start that when we actually run into her.
January 8th, 1:21 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 1. You forgot. We're not investigating today.
What are we doing?
We said that we're going to pull Don Tigre into court. And the judge went, all right, well, that will be tomorrow. And Godot went, nah, give me half an hour.
Oh, yeah. So I totally lied. Great. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand.
You don't know that.
So we almost got this case won, Nick. One down, Nick.
I wish I could agree.
Huh?
When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth.
Do you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. You don't know nothing. Which is weird, because that means you do know something. But people always say this when someone doesn't know anything. And what is English? Yeah, because if you say, you don't know nothing, it's a double negative, which means you do know something. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? Okay. You weirdo. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe.
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Who is that beautiful maiden at the witness stand? You mean Miss Maggie Bird? She's the waitress at Tribulations. Was found guilty of murder thanks to the phony me. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot.
I'm not a top knot.
What?
That's me.
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, it's not top knot.
Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, all right? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You gotta have something for me you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will reconvene by then.
But Nick, we still don't have. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out the bag, we're really stuck. No, the witness stand. You mean Clarice Armstrong?
You do know that's a man, right?
Jean goes by two names, remember?
It does.
There are two sides to me, to moi. There is Jean Armstrong, the French chef. And there is Clarice Armstrong, the poet.
Right, I still don't understand.
You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me?
What do you think?
Duh. Found covered in unidentified fingerprints.
Right.
Remember he gave it back to us and said, yep, this is ear medicine. We didn't have enough time to fingerprint. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey. That's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah. I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, it's been gnawing at me too. Small ball, give it to Detective Gumshoe. Again. Hey, cat. Hey. I'm hungry.
I didn't hear anything. Do you hear anything?
What a sweet little lady. Tisk tisk. Should have given him the attorney badge to examine. Oh yeah, we should have given him the badge. Whose fingerprints on this? Well, I could tell you that. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before you get back. No promises. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
It's time to separate.
I think I will leave.
I'm sorry, Sora. I didn't mean it.
I will stay up for you no more. Squint. Did you say the line?
No.
Oh.
It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
That's okay. It's time to separate the phonies from the ponies. What does that even mean, Maya? January 8th, 1:56 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. You gotta at least finish this one. You ate half of it. There you go. Cool. 7. Not bad. Were you done, or are you gonna eat more? Stark. What? No. Okay. But 7. Not bad. Just give me one of those chicken nuggies. 2, maybe. Well, we've got 3 left over, so you can have 3.
I would give you them if I could, but you're on the other side of the world. So...
That's no excuse. Right. Wait, you actually have chicken nuggets? Yeah. That's what she eats for dinner on Fridays. Is chicken nuggets. It's all she'll eat. I shall hereby declare that I am, in fact, psychic. Nah, he just has really good intuition. Or he's an Esper. Court will now reconvene.
Or he's a what?
Hmm?
Or he's a what?
Nothing.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre?
Did you say he's a Esper?
Mm-hmm.
I even tamed him for you. Here's a 3-cup job. No problem.
Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on.
He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand.
Nah, he said escargot. Yeah, I said escargot.
Witness, you're...
Yeah.
Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too.
Would you mind? What you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest.
Who could have guessed that Fear would introduce a bad Brooklyn accent on the judge?
I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky?
No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor?
Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal.
That's it. We're doomed. He ruined the word escargot for me.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here?
There's no need to shout. We can all hear you.
What'd you say?
There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. Now we get all the cool, suave music.
And I'm the one that hauled you in. Urgh.
Too cool. So, Sora says he figured out who Godot was. So, that means that there's got to be clues. He hates Phoenix. He said he climbed up from the pits of hell to fight us. And he's super cool. Always calm and collected. The song! The judge has a very nice chair. Perfect for the distraction dance.
Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, master boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. I'm going to hide under my desk the entire time. Phoenix Wright.
That's me.
You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying?
Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today.
Get a grip, Nick.
And he drinks coffee.
can you please just tell us your theory about Godot? Please.
No, he said he literally figured it out. Meaning he doesn't have a theory. He knows who it is. The tiger's alibi.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlender every single day. You just want to check my alibi, just ask Violetta.
Oh, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination...
Brah!
What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at super details till he wins.
Lowlife? Me?
Listen up, Smarty. Every time you do something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you just gotta borrow the cash from me.
That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger.
I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. Let's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick.
Come out from under there already, would you, Maya?
Okay, remember how you said that the judge was gonna stay under his table all day? I think it's Maya who's gonna do that.
Oh, absolutely. The print on his chair looks like Cthulhu. I didn't say when I figured it out, though. But so far, you're following in my footsteps. Okay. Also, what was I gonna say? I don't know.
I don't know nothing about no murder.
That's it. I'm sorry. When did we say it was a murder? I don't buy that you haven't even heard of the incident that occurred at Tribulations.
You's got a big mouth, right? You's trying to say I was in on some mob hit. Is that what you trying to say? Where's your proof then?
Evidence? Yes. Well,
for an attorney to make an accusation in court, he must have evidence. That's from loan shark to lawyer, a beginner's guide, yeah?
oh, I see you're the studious type, Mr. Tigre. Very good. Huh. Why don't you ask him to represent you sometime, Trite? What should I do? We don't have any proof that he knows it was a murder, right? Do we have any proof that he knows about the murder? I mean, if we can use this to prove that he was the lawyer from last time. Or this, because this says that there was a note saying to meet with the tiger, so he would have met with him.
Yeah, let's try that.
You want to try this one?
Here.
Mr. Tigre,
What do you want?
if you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, Wright, and you know it. Remember the rules. Pressing the witness without evidence to back up your attack is prohibited. As I said earlier, the court will impose a penalty for such behavior. Well, let us at least try.
I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office.
Is that so?
Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know.
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini?
She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. Mainly. That's what it says, so that's where I was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule.
There he goes again. What the tiger did all of December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what?
Mr. Tigray, what you want?
No? Oh, okay, we've got to present the evidence. We don't press. Okay. Should we press him on everything first? Before we go, you weren't in December. You weren't in December last month on your office. You can't press further at all, yeah. Okay. Let's press everything first once.
I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlander every single day.
So I take it you get a lot of customers at your black market loan office.
It's tough for the little guys these days. Small businesses are feeling the pinch. Bosses of companies like that want to get in good with me. I'm their best friend.
I see. That's very admirable of you, witness.
Yeah, well, Tenderlander's motto is win through compromise, you know.
Win through compromise? What is that supposed to mean?
Compromise the customer to win. That's what it means. You've got it.
With best friends like you, who needs enemies?
Here, let me spell it out for you all.
You don't pay me back.
Oh, you don't pay me back within 3 days, Spanky. I take what's due and your stupid hair. You follow what I'm saying?
But I'm not one of your customers. It's too dangerous to press things without knowing where they might end up. I better just focus on gathering information at the moment.
Now then, Mr. Tigray, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please? My time ain't free, you hear? You's better remember that. If I miss that bus, someone's gonna pay. Yeah.
By Violetta, you're talking about the Cadaverini families.
Yeah. You don't want to cross them, or you's gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out you've been dragging Violetta through the mud, he'll do you in.
Sorry, I couldn't quite put it all together towards the end there.
He said that just like Viola. He said that just like Viola, didn't he?
Oh, sorry. I get the feeling this might not be the right time to probe him about her. Alright, sorry. Let me do that again then. By Violetta, you mean her, right?
Yeah, you're the one cross with them, or you's gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out you've been dragging Violetta through the mud,
he'll do you in. Just imagine little Tigray doing that. Sorry. The tiger, Don Tigray. Okay. So now we press on. What do we press on?
You mean prevent?
That's the word I meant, yes. What do we present on?
I don't know.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was in my office the entire time in December.
No, you aren't. No, you aren't. No, you aren't.
No, he wasn't?
Calendar.
Presente por el tigre.
What, you're Spanish there for?
Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
I'm not sure I follow you.
It clearly contradicts the, I thought, really? No. What? I could have sworn it was one of those too. I speak all the languages, he says. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up. I was spending all my time in the office. No, you didn't. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlander every single day. You want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. I don't speak Spanish, though. Only a few words.
Same here, actually. I started to take Spanish class, but then it just kind of stopped for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know about no murder. I spend all my time in the office. People are lined up to borrow cash every single day. Want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. If people are lined up to borrow cash from you every day, then how come your scooter is still messed up?
Wait, just ask Violetta.
Yeah.
What evidence from her do we have?
This.
That's it?
That's it. That's the only thing we've gotten from Violetta. Also, I think it might be Violetta, because violent, but I'm sticking with Violetta. You have to have pressed on everything. You keep loading a save file where you didn't. Okay. I didn't know that you had to press on everything first. Okay. Because every time he goes, repeat it from the beginning. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Leave it, I guess. Then he goes back to the beginning. Press on this again. Get the feeling this might not be the right time to program about her. It's too dangerous to press things. I better just focus on gathering information.
Now then, Mr. Tigre, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please? Tame me free, you hear? You just better remember that. If I miss that bus, someone's gonna pay.
We've now pressed on everything. Let's try this.
Just think. All you have to do is press him on something irrelevant, and bam! $50,000.
Get real, Maya. How about you pay back the money then? Your allowance should cover it.
Hey, I'm no idiot, you know.
Well, I'm certainly not the one who thought that $50,000 was free money. Anyway, I need to work this guy without pressing his testimony too hard.
But his testimony is pretty solid as it is.
I admit nothing jumps out at me as a contradiction. But I've got to find an opening somewhere, or I need to make one. Okay, you do need to press on a statement. Pick one that would be relevant. I misguided you. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press. Mr. Tigre,
What do you want?
if you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
This is a dead end, Wright, and you know it. Remember the rules.
Oh! No! It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree.
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too?
Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. Never set foot outside. Had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
There you go. Now you've sealed your doom.
I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please...
Mr. Tigre, the court asked you to add that last statement to your testimony.
Huh.
Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. There we go.
The day you was talking about, I was in the office too. Never saw that kid before.
If you said just the first half, I couldn't prove you wrong. But because you said you never saw Glenn, and we know that you saw Glenn.
He had it on his calendar. He had it on his calendar.
Sora says, sorry, I misguided you.
It's okay. Accidents happen.
Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg. But it appears that Mr. Elg knew you.
What?
Mr. Elg left us a little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. Then it turns out that Glenn Elg was just a really big fan of animal conservatories. He didn't mean the tiger. He meant the tiger that he helped rescue. That's in the animal zoo. Yes, the animal zoo.
He's a programmer.
I know, it was a joke. Sorry, I guess I... And then it turns out that he wasn't talking about this tiger. He was talking about the tiger he rescued. I'm making up for my lack of funny haha by being louder.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder.
So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Boo! Boo!
Not bad. You's actually not bad.
No, you missed the line.
Sorry.
Not bad. You's actually not bad.
Sorry, Sora said, he stole my strategy. Angry face. Sorry?
I was just messing with you to see how good you are.
Did you hear that, Nick? She said you're not bad.
That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth.
Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated.
You just called me a liar? Is that what you're doing?
I love how every time he gets angry, you can actually hear like a tiger roaring in the background.
I know.
Ruh-roh. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth.
What is this guy? Is this old man the Scooby-Doo now?
Like Zoinks, man.
I said I'm dead serious. You's better believe that's the truth.
Huh. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh, yes, would you mind indulging the court witness?
He never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. Now I gotta be louder to overvolume him to seem haha funnier. The victim, Glenn Elg.
I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg.
When did we ever say his name?
There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never even been to that Tribulations joint. You see her?
No, sorry, it's Don Tigre, so he...
I ain't never been to that Traspian. Traspian? More like trash bin.
I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? Ugh.
The victim, Glen Elg.
I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elg.
And yet, your name was written on the victim's calendar.
Get that horse calendar out of my face. I'm the tiger, not a lame horse, you porcupine. Tigers like me eat horses like that for breakfast.
There are no horses in the jungle.
No, no, no. Witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Not that they ever would. Well, there was a case once where a young lad ate.
Moving on. Anyway. If you had never met the victim before, how do you explain this note he left?
There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me.
Do you want me to have a headache? C'est un accent to François
probably-
terrible.
That's probably my favorite part of this entire case.
What? Witnesses aren't allowed to eat evidence. Well, there was that. Anyway, moving on. Do you want me to have a headache? C'est un accentue François terrible. Terrible. C'est un accentu francaise terrible. Buongiorno. I love that movie.
What movie?
It's a movie that you can't watch yet.
Or
Yes. That's very strange, according to the manager of the firm where the victim worked. Yeah, it's funny how they make a reference to the first case. Ah, what was that? December 3rd was the date he had to repay his loan. He wasn't due to discuss borrowing money, but repaying what he owed.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he was right. Whatever it was going down at the beginning of December.
So you did meet Mr. Elg then?
Hey, Wright. You might want to cool your jets a sec. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, tender lender.
So your meeting wasn't supposed to be a Tribune then?
Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk with my clients, I got an office decked out for the job. I got the best punching bag you ever saw in there.
Not exactly the professional office you've got there, you know. Because I know most people have forgotten the first case by now. Ah. I know I did. Sora forgot the first case by the time this case rolled around. So you were in your office on the day in question.
I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed.
He didn't show up?
Huh. What do you think, Wright? Let's see. How does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office?
I've heard this joke before. I don't know. How does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office?
It wasn't a joke.
And you yourself didn't go to Tribune.
What are you trying to pit on me here?
Um,
Why don't you come down to my office? We can chat about this thing my way, yeah? I got the best punching bag you ever saw in there.
no need. I'm good, thanks. But that was just because the second case, which is bad. What, Ron Delight?
I thought you loved that man. I thought you loved that guy.
He loves Ron, but he doesn't love the case as a whole.
I see.
Listen up. I ain't got nothing more to say except this.
He probably loves Ron because of the voice I give him.
I ain't never even been to that Tribune joint. You see her?
Never? Not even once.
Not even once. I was in my office that day, the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's coffee, capiche?
Hmm.
Do you think he really didn't meet Glen Elk?
I like Ron. I hate that case. It's so obvious, and I do not like the concept in words either. I like that. So we pulled him in and said, hey, we're here because we need to quiz you about something.
And he goes, I don't know about no murder. I didn't put poison into Glen Elk's coffee.
When did we mention any of that, sir?
You know, I've got the best punching bag you've ever seen down in my office. We should go there.
Yes, his voice. Hard eyes.
What?
He said, yes, his voice. Hard eyes.
Oh.
He likes the voice that I give him. I don't know why. Wow, Hajime. Who would have guessed?
Who?
What?
Who's Hajime?
Hajime.
Who's Hajime?
You'll understand one day. Not likely.
What was that about?
Because I'm convinced this guy's behind the whole thing. I'm like, you'll understand one day. And Phoenix goes, not likely.
So you mean that whole testimony he just gave was a lie?
Of course. So we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks in it. I've got to nail him while I still can. Alright, I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elk. There's some lame guy with that name, though, wanting to borrow cash from me. Set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tenderlander. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. Ain't never even been to that Tribulations joint. You's here?
Okay, evidence right now.
Yeah?
Matches.
I forgot the matches.
I totally called it.
Right? I totally forgot about the matches. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you talking about?
We found them in your office at Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant.
What?
If you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk?
You've been snooping around my office now too, wise guy? In my stuff now too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me.
Why is that matches box so oddly shaped? What? Oh, because it's not a box. It's a book. It's a book of matches. See, and so I'm going to point to the screen as if Sora can see. But see, this right here at the bottom, this dark strip, is a scratching strip. And then if you look, the top of it is folded underneath the scratching strip. You pop that open, and then all the matches are inside. You snap one off, and then you drag it across the scratching strip, which I guess would be a striking strip, and it lights the match because of friction. It's not a box, it's a book. And it's only about that big.
That's a very tiny book.
Yes. Because it's a book because you open it like a book, but it's like the size of, I don't know, a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I know you've seen those.
Keep holding up.
Yes. Why would you put matches in a book, in a triangle? Oh, I guess they wouldn't fall out. Also, if you see the inside, they can't fall out anyway. They're all attached
To what?
to each other at the bottom. Here, let me pull a picture. Match book. Images. No. I need one that's not a Shutterstock picture that's super grainy. Like that. See, they're all attached at the bottom. underneath the striking strap.
They're like tucked in.
Yeah. But yeah. I know how big matchboxes are. No, not matchboxes. Matchbook. Tiny. We have matchboxes with those strips. Yes, matchboxes also have the strip, because otherwise how are you going to light the match? But yeah, all those matches are on one strip of paper, and you just kind of rip off one as you need it. And then drag it across the striking strip. Okay.
Order, order! Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you?
Grah!
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me.
Forgive me!
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day.
What?
But listen good, all right? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid.
Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. Matchboxes are tiny too, puny matches. We've got matchboxes that hold like 1,000 matches, and they're like this big.
Really?
Oh yeah. But then they also make some that are like that big, and they just kind of pop open, and they hold like 10 matches.
But
Yeah.
how does one light a match?
Because the match head is full of different kinds of chemicals, and you basically, it's through friction. The friction, because if you know, friction warms things up. See how it's warming up? Feels warmer. So when you...
Yes, but can you do that on my arm next time?
So when you drag it across, the friction heats up the match, which causes a chemical reaction, which lights it. And then it burns.
Huh, I always wondered how it lights it because, like, from my point of view, it was just a match with, like, a flammable head thing, and you just drag it across.
It is
And
flammable
you
too.
just drag it across the top. I never understood that.
Right?
Like, why is it flammable? Why dragging it across why does dragging it across the top of a box makes it light up?
Because the striking strip is super rough. It's almost like sandpaper kind of stuff. That's why people can also do it on like a brick wall. You just need something super rough so it causes a bunch of friction. Because like, that's going to warm you up a little bit, but...
That's gonna warm you up a bunch.
So the more friction something has, the more it heats up. And then it's got to heat up a certain amount and then it goes...
And now I understand the whole trick in 101 Dalmatian with Lucky.
Yes.
Like, I always, like, I thought it was, like, just to, like, push it through. But no, it actually warms it up as well, and as well as moving it through the body.
Yeah. I watched Avengers today, so I'm refilled with references that make no sense. That man has no regards for coffee maintenance. A classmate of mine, back when I was like 8 years old, didn't know how to dress up for carnival. My teacher told him to go as a match. That it was super easy. He just had to come in all naked, and his head would go red automatically. He cried.
I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
I noticed the contradiction.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
Heh, no problem. Anytime Trek presses you on something relevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict.
Or not guilty.
I've heard that before.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
From who? At least give me a hint.
I want to say Yvonne Karma said that.
So do it. Yes, sir.
Am I actually right on the Manfred von Karma thing?
I don't know. He would have had to lose a lot of weight.
The special express ain't cheap, right?
He might have.
So, just so you know, since you's paying.
Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here?
I was supposed to meet with a kid at the restaurant that afternoon.
Don't press on everything.
No? Okay. So he was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When he opened the door to the joint, he saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. He figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so he split. He heard the cop's sirens on his way out, and he went straight back to his office.
What's the contradiction?
She also taught me how to kiss somebody's hand without kidding it. Kissing it, I'm guessing. I was weirded out at first, but now I know how they do it in the movies. Yeah, you bunk it with your nose. The contradiction, I'm pretty sure is there.
How is that the contradiction?
Because he walked in, yes? So, where's Glenn?
That X.
Glenn's here. Where's the door?
Right over there?
Right there. So he walks in. So here's Glenn. Here's him. What's this?
I'm guessing a wall.
The counter with the register.
Counter.
What's this?
That's a wall.
That's a wall. That's a wall. That's a wall. That's a wall. If he walked in, how would he see the dead body through a wall? Unless he had X-ray vision. Yes, kissing. No, you kiss your own thumb. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yes!
Oh, you totally got it.
You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigray?
No one escapes the tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight.
What's this, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning?
These are the floor plans of the crime scene.
It's not irrelevant or else the music wouldn't have stopped.
You
Even you know that, Godot.
Music? What are you talking about?
Listen.
It's not irrelevant or the music wouldn't have stopped, Godot. What? The mirrors.
No, I'm pretty sure they're the walls.
Right? You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigray. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat.
Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. Also, you would have seen him laying on the table, but he would have looked asleep. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition.
Wait, that's true.
Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here.
I'm just really tall? There was a mirror on the ceiling.
Honestly, I've forgotten all the details. So from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day, because you met with him.
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim, witnessed by Mr. Kudo, was not Glen Elg, but a fake.
What?
In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer poses the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. The Glen Elg... Don Tigre wore Glen Elg's clothes to pretend to be him. How would he fit?
What do you mean, howdy?
Beyond.
What do you mean, howdy fit?
Glen Elg is a scrawny little guy, and Don Tigre is like 17'3".
That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glen Elg, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court.
Oh, I just realized. Oh, good.
What?
Because remember, Victor saw the waitress put something in the coffee. And who was the waitress at that time?
Thank
No. Alright. So, who is the criminal? Who killed Glen Elg? Remember, Maggie said she saw someone put something in the coffee while she was giving the coffee to him. Looks as says, coffee. Good morning, crew. It's 9:15. But yes, hi, looks up. The same way he fit Phoenix's clothes. He got his own outfit, okay? He even had a fake badge. Stuff it all in. Just suck in your gut and put on Glen Elg's clothes. Alright, so in that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Who killed Glen Elg?
We know it's Don.
Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness?
Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you just don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on. You got the guts.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You just got guts, I'll give you that.
Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone.
Perhaps I can end this embarrassment.
Mr. Godot.
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. Morning, Sora. I just woke up at 8 at night for work. Yeesh. Mia killed Glen Elg!
This humor competition thing is going way too far.
Well, no, because we were sitting there going, who killed Glen Elg? For like 10 minutes. And we were hovering over Mia. So it was like, yeah, it was definitely Mia. She definitely killed him.
Hovering. What?
We were hovering over her picture.
Oh, you are?
Yes. We were going, who killed Glen Elg? Yes, it was definitely the dead girl.
The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no.
The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee.
Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack.
Huh. Found your pen at last, Wright.
It was in my pocket. Man should get out of here with bootleg Phoenix haircut. That's the whole point.
I need a drink.
That's the whole point, is that he's got Phoenix's haircut. So he pretended to be Phoenix last month so that he could get someone else convicted of the murder.
Yeah, excuse me for whoever heard that.
What?
Nothing.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I burped and I said excuse me.
Okay.
And apologize for anyone who heard that.
Where are you going? We
No,
all need
no.
a drink, cat. Sorry. Yeah, we all need a drink, cat. Ugh. After this case, at least. Ugh.
Can I just say Godot makes me thirsty? She does.
Why would that be? But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright?
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her.
Who on earth was it? Who is this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed?
There's only one woman that comes to mind.
Bet half the fan base agrees. They misspelled imposter.
There's only one girl that comes to mind.
Yeah? Lisa Basile.
No. You're close though.
Clarice Armstrong.
Wrong way.
Bruto Cadaverini in a wig.
I appreciate the humor, but still.
Who is this woman?
But no, that's why I said, oh, good. Because Victor saw her put the poison in the coffee, right? Meaning she was actually the killer. But that was a fake Glen Elk. Meaning she didn't kill. She's still innocent. Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlender. The judge literally went,
Wait, there are two imposters among us?
Orange do be kind of sus, though.
You was making a big mistake.
Yeah, I guess he's orange.
Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean.
Stop shaking, Nick.
Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it was true there was another customer in the restaurant. I was wondering when it was gonna come up again.
Right?
She was sort of creepy. And she had kind of a cackling laugh.
There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime is you.
Witness, what have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting place now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go.
I love how every time we make him testify, he's like,
I'm gonna have to take the bus. No, I'm gonna have to take the express train. No, I'm gonna have to take the special express train. No, I'm gonna have to get my own jet. I'm gonna have to unlock the ability to teleport to make it in time now.
something to think about.
You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, Wright? But you's missed out one real important thing.
But that can't be.
I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid, too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you's hear?
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre?
Huh. What a troublemaker. It's troublemaker. Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony.
Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I'll give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim?
Ties to the victim.
I taught him how to tie, and then gave them to him.
Ties to the victim. He gave ties to the victim. Ha ha ha! He makes me want to drink coffee. That or the fact it's 3:30, not sure.
Yeah, I loaned El cash, about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over.
Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you's got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know.
That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Theory time.
Theory time?
For me, anyway.
Go for it.
Remember Violetta's fatal injury?
Yes.
What if it happened before this?
What if it happened before the
murder?
the murder? Okay.
Then he needed the money.
Okay. That's why he was collecting.
Yes, but it wasn't enough.
Okay.
So he needed that $500,000. Not to mention he was on a bit of a time crunch because Violetta fatal injury.
Yeah.
So what if you
So close. So close.
Okay, what's your idea?
He had another way to pay. He brought it with him.
MC Bomber.
Yeah, I loaned out cash, about $100,000.
If he wanted the virus, but Al wouldn't give it to him. So he didn't have a choice.
Did he have any way of paying the loan back?
The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up until he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him.
Help him. You?
I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a big win. But the guy kept losing.
So you were helping him for his sake, or yours?
Went through compromise. Yous help me, I help yous. What's the difference, huh?
I don't believe this.
Nick, would everyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max.
Thanks a lot, Maya.
That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see?
So how much were you expecting him to pay you back on that day?
What do you think? The whole package, $100,000, including interest.
That's a real heavyweight punch.
Source says, I remember what it is.
Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You want to make it in my world? That's all you's gotta know.
And how many times had Mr. L been late with his repayments?
Once.
And how much was he supposed to pay back every month?
$50.
Sounds like Mr. L was in a real sticky spot.
Yeah, $50 a month, you'd never pay that huge loan off.
So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up.
How much did he have left on his debt?
You want it in round figures? About $100,000.
That's the whole amount.
We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet.
What? You was telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee?
He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. L.
Right?
That guy was smooth, I tell yous. Real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. Guy then calls me the Tender Tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming.
Was that because
The guy won the lottery. Was his last chance at a big win.
And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question.
That's it.
The Millionaire Radio Show starts at 1:30 p.m. and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy.
And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. Also that Mr. Kudo would see it.
I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, real lucky.
Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time?
I don't remember.
If there was no one there, I'd wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at that time.
So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning.
Seems that way to me.
But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you?
Huh.
The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler.
Makes it sound so cool.
Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it.
All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over.
The waitress, you mean?
The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I be? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom. Over and done with.
Maybe I should push a little on this. Ask about what Maggie did, or ask how things would have been?
What do you mean how things would have been?
Because you said, if that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, then this all would have been over with.
what would have been over with is my question.
What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. If I was there to get my $100,000 back, that's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
Tiger's motive, huh?
I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy.
Anytime they add a statement. Are you saying you had no other motives that day?
Yeah, so what?
Then why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left?
Why stink? Because of Four Eyes over there.
Because of Maggie?
How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad. She poisoned Elk's coffee.
A likely theory. Your word hasn't held water lately, Mr. Tigre.
Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, right?
The law don't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split.
I see. Your Honor. The witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony, or would you like it amended?
What does amended mean?
When they amend the testimony, that means they add another part of the testimony. They fix something. They clarify.
What do you think?
I think we haven't amended. I'm not going to get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony amended.
Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements, please.
I'm on a sleep. Have a good stream, says Sora.
Okay, you two, sleep well.
Thanks for what she did. My business with that kid was over.
The tiger's trying to pin the crime on Maggie. If I ask him about what he saw, it's only going to damage our case. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. Is there getting my $100,000 back? It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way.
Okay, so we can change it. We can swap it back and forth.
Okay.
Yes. Either he says... Either he says, thanks to what she did, my business with that kid was over. Or we have him say, I was only after the $100,000. I didn't have any other reason to kill him. Can you at least help us with this last thing, Sora, please?
Think you're still there?
What are we trying to do here? We have to poke a hole in his testimony. Better leave it at that and try to figure something out. Thank you, Your Honor, but there's no need to amend that testimony.
Very well. Continue with the cross-examination then.
So the tiger was meeting Glenn to Alex to get his money back.
Well, you know his motive, right? Yes. Okay, I think I might see.
If Mr. Elk had just given him the lottery ticket, That would have been the end of it.
Well, you know his motive, so which statement would this evidence go best with? As a clear contradiction. Yeah, so what's the tiger's motive? This is the big one. If I don't manage to undermine this testimony, it's all over for us. Why would he have to poison Mr. Elg? And why did he loan him the money in the first place when he knew he couldn't repay him? Okay. Okay. I think I see what Sora's getting at.
You can tell if we're wrong or not.
So he was after the $100,000. He didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. He wasn't after $100,000.
I know what you were after. The virus.
That's why he loaned Glenn $100,000, knowing he couldn't pay it back. Because he wasn't after the $100,000. He was after the virus. Which, the virus is potentially worth millions of dollars. $1 million bill for cranial surgery.
I totally called it though.
Ta-da! Says Sora.
I totally called it though. It was before this happened.
So you
And
just
like
intend...
I said, he was on a bit of a time crunch. So we needed it like now, right now.
Yeah, because the bill was due by the end of the year. And it was December, so it was cutting it close. Which? Don't mention that witch. What? So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct?
I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elk, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
What are you getting at, Wright? What else would a moneylender be after, other than money?
Oh, the moneylender was after money. But money in a totally different league. Kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. Bye-bye, says Sora.
Slurp well.
Slurp well.
A computer? What does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that's from the Stone Age. I'll explain to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glen Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glen Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program.
Exactly.
The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Wright. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder.
Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright.
I love that typo is eternal. Which typo?
Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million?
We've been waiting for this, both of us. This is why, Your Honor.
In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? an accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
How much of this do you know?
These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs.
Huh. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it.
Grah!
Oh, slurp well, duh. Yup, slurp will always remain there.
The order! Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright.
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini.
Did you say Cadaverini?
I've said Cadaverini a couple times, Cadell. Keep up. Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, you decide to sacrifice Glen Elk's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on the CD. But why didn't he just take it? Why did he have to murder the man? Because of the lottery. Glen Elk. So, here's my theory. Glen Elk made the program. He made MC Bomber. I went, alright, cool. I've got this in case I don't win the lottery today. But he did end up winning the lottery. So he could have gone, oh, I was going to give you this virus, but instead, I'll just, cash this ticket and get you $100,000. And Tigre went, no, I need that CD. He goes, but I've got $500,000. Heck, I'll even give you $150,000. I'll pay extra. No, I really need that CD. I'm not giving you the CD. You don't need the CD. Hey, what's that? Enjoy your coffee. Glen Elk had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I.
The lottery win?
Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means.
That's crazy.
He murdered Glen Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elk, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Like I said, Troy, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
He didn't need to be. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Goodell? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan.
Order! Order! Silence or I will clear the You put on a good show, Spiky.
If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that.
I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright?
Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trent? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? No, you don't? So he murdered Glen Elg. Maggie passed out. Jean carried Maggie into the kitchen. And then Tigre carried Glenn into the kitchen and put on his clothes. And then went and sat down at the table. Then in comes Victor, sits down, and watches as Viola walks over and goes, "Let me just drop this powder into this coffee. Ha-ha." And gave it to Tigre, who then took a sip and went,
Ah, I am dead. Ugh.
and Victor ran out. Well, Victor's going to think that it was Maggie, right? Because Maggie's the waitress.
Yes.
But he had to make absolutely sure that Maggie would get convicted. He had to make absolute sure that there's no way that in court Maggie could have been proven innocent. So how would he make sure that she would not be proven innocent in court? How would he make sure that there's no way she would be proven innocent in court? It was almost like he was trying to get me guilty.
By being the lawyer himself.
Exactly.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Your Honor. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
What? That's
The truth.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright.
Thank you.
Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it?
You do look familiar now that I look at you.
So this whole case could have been shortened so much if anyone had gone, wait, weren't you Maggie's lawyer last month? You know, a whole, 20 days ago?
No doubt it was you, standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen.
Ugh. Ah!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him?
Hey, forget about it, yeah?
That is a new look for him.
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Have you no pride, sir?
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives.
Nah.
Mr. Godot is right.
Your Honor?
Speaking for myself, I'm absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it.
No!
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we come so far.
You say he impersonated Glenelg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ah!
Gumshoe, where are you?
Ha!
Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You got that?
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. Ah, chase the tiger. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
What
Huh.
did you say? Joe, what did you say?
Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
What did you say?
One.
What did you whisper in my ear?
I didn't really whisper it. I
Still,
said, ha, chase the tiger. It's an old saying. It's, how do I put it in a nice way?
in a what?
In a good way. Chasing the tiger is another saying for doing drugs. So when he said, all I did was chase him around a bit, we chased the tiger. Because, my God, this whole courtroom must be on drugs. Holy crap, how did no one recognize him?
Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
Death Mother says, yes, I got to the stronghold. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre.
There we go.
Hold it, pal. Your Honor, sir. Wait.
Yeah!
Detective?
Detective Gumshoe.
Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What?
January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court. Defendant in lobby number 1.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab.
The results?
About the prince, pal, in this medicine bottle.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prince belongs to now?
Yep, they belong to me.
What?
Well, when I took the bottle, I kind of grabbed it like this. You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So, tell us. They're tigers, right? I knew it.
I don't think they are.
You bet. Oh. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right.
That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. She's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenelg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, it really doesn't make any difference now. Maybe we were supposed to give this to him to check for fingerprints.
I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
I'll three. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie. You've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of here now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. The victim's ear medicine covered in Furio Tigre's fingerprints. January 8th, 3:04 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
This has to prove something.
Yeah, it's got it.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Think Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion.
Sheldon, 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 Sheldon.
Why do you keep tilting? Let's see you tilt that way now. Ha ha! Stop moving your head. Your head just fell over. Now you're moving your head back over.
My butt.
No doubt, given the nature of this evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be this. This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victim's...
Your Honor. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One poor person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. If Furio Tigre never touched the medicine, never dealt with it, he should have no idea what's in there, right?
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that'll prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains Oh!
What?
I think we have to lie.
But everyone else will know.
They will. But you know who won't know?
That'll flip him up.
He'll go,
What? That's not what's in the bottle. The potassium cyanide was in the brown bottle that I don't know anything about.
Exactly, it'll make him flip up.
because it contains potassium cyanide.
That's the only option we really have.
This ball contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide.
The poison used to murder Mr. Elk, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that?
You would make a good clown, you know that?
What?
Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just make me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown. It was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
Show me a little bow. That was a nice
Even the
bow.
judge is like, Got him. At last.
What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle...
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in.
No.
But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
Yous don't know who yous messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. Yous think I'm gonna let some jumped-up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer? It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Whoa,
What the heck? This is new. What the hell was that?
he broke.
Yep. He totally broke.
Oh, he roared so loud the lights went out.
What's going on? It looks like a blackout.
His visor.
Well done, Trite. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you.
I don't like the sound of that.
Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey.
So he threw another cup of coffee at us, but this one was a reward.
Okay, I kind of like now I changed I retract what I just said.
Right?
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his...
You and I got that one.
You caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot?
He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elgiro. Eeny, meeny, and miny. And then Mo.
We don't know Mo.
Yes, we do. We know an eeny, meeny, and a miny, and a mo, and then we caught a tiger by his toe.
What else is next?
Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there.
Godot.
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird,
Not guilty.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yay!
January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 1.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Again.
Right? For real this time.
Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago.
Why was everyone colorblind in December? The man is red as a lobster.
But now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Godot? No. Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal.
Wait!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, that was... Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
Wait up, Detective. He just ran off.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt off for you.
Should I buy an Ace Attorney game? Yeah, you should. They're fun.
It's thanks to him we got that medication bottle. that wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Yes, but he was running around in circles for you. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
Can you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. I think we're gonna have to give her something.
We always do after every case.
Maggie. You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But on the first day of the trial, she practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
There's only one thing I can think of.
Take that! Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe. Made with a ton of love.
He said he lost weight when he was... and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know?
Maya! I actually really like weenies, you know. Oh, so then you'll love Detective Gumshoe. He's the biggest weenie I know.
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty over myself now.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
Yay! Yay! Oh, she's crying while she eats it.
So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good.
So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up.
Again.
And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start.
I feel like it is.
I swear to God, she gets murdered, like, immediately. Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout, the end.
Time
And
for
next
episode
time
4.
will be Turnabout Beginnings.
What do you mean next time?
I mean, next time?
We're not stopping.
We're not stopping?
It hasn't been that long.
It is 10:15. So we've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes or so.
Feels like shorter.
We have been streaming, let me see, OBS tells me,
Feels like less.
2 hours and 2 minutes.
Can we at least start this one?
Sure. The girl. Let her go.
An old movie.
Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her.
Let's go.
So sorry. But you're going to have to get what?
You're not going to get the chance.
You're not gonna get the chance.
Bang.
I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. And a picture. Terry Falls. Ha! Kidnapping and murder. Death penalty. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. It was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Oh, that's right. She said she hadn't stepped foot in a courtroom
In a year.
in a year. Yeah.
'Cause she
6
lost-
years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial.
'cause she lost that.
Did she?
Yeah, she said she lost it.
She did say she lost it? Oh. February 16th, 9:24 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 4. Cool, so after the last one where I did almost all the voices, you now have to do most of the talking. Also, Hawthorne.
What? Ugh. So nervous. I feel like I'm going to die.
Valerie Hawthorne was stabbed with a knife in the back. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m.
Wait.
And the two people so far are Terry Falls, who is 25, my client, sentenced to death 5 years ago. Escaped from custody 2 days ago. And Valerie Hawthorne, 23, police officer and the victim, the key witness in the case against Falls 5 years ago.
Wait, Hawthorne?
Mm-hmm.
Valerie Hawthorne.
Mm-hmm.
Where have I heard that name before?
Do you actually remember? Or is it kind of... It's one of those names that you're like, I know I should recognize this.
No, I do. I'm being
Okay.
sarcastic. So that's how she knew her. Remember, they knew each other.
That's right. You're right. She went, oh, hello again.
Yeah,
That's why. Ah.
she looks different. A lot different.
What do you mean?
No, wait, that was the victim. Descendant. Okay. Relative. Some sort.
I would guess sister.
Probably something like that.
They really like doing sisters in this game.
Maybe daughter? Cousin? Niece? Who knows? Anyway. I never should have accepted this case. Hey! Also, it's his man, alright?
What do you mean?
Look at his face.
He's got scars.
He looks like Frankenstein.
Right?
Ah, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I gotta figure out a voice for him.
I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
Yeah. Terry Falls. My first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago. And now a prison escapee. Just relax me up. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Hey, I'm sorry.
Look, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Ugh. Sorry, I told a little lie.
Oh, look, he certainly looks sorry.
Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody.
I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death now. You're on death row, right?
Okay.
Jeez, I'm really sorry.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. When about 8 hours ago, 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. He did meet the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should.
I'm pretty sure that that's Winston.
That's what?
That it's Winston.
Oh.
Payne, yeah. Nope.
Hello?
Hi.
You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy.
Well, at least now we know who it is. Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. He even has the same grin.
Oh my god, how?
Like, it's like they went, ooh, who could this person hear?
And where's Mr. Grothberg?
Huh. That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
Diego Armando.
Hmm.
Why does he hate Phoenix?
I don't know. We've never even heard of this guy. And why change his name to Godot? I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grothberg Law Offices, is here for me?
Finest attorney at Grossberg. Maybe he blames Phoenix for losing Mia?
Maybe.
No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though.
Ha, relax. I just heard some good news. They're making a new thing called coffee. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Oh, great.
What? Genius?
I know exactly who the prosecutor is.
Well, it's about time to head in, kid. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned. Oh, that's you. I forgot. You're the lawyer this time.
Yeah. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth.
February 16th, 10 a.m. District Court.
Today's my birthday.
Courtroom number 4. Yeah.
That's my birthday, February 16th.
Yep, I knew it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
I'm not doing a Canadian accent.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
And you're?
I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey.
Miles Edgeworth,
Your Honor.
So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
at 20, Your Honor.
I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Don't mind me, I'm just drinking some coffee. No particular reason.
He's even drinking coffee alongside us. Even alongside us, he's drinking coffee. How long has this man been addicted to coffee? Seriously.
How did his hair go white in 6 years?
Yeah, how old is this man? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
He's 27. Meaning he was 33? He's 33 now.
His hair should not be white at that age.
A hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office. A bit smug. I mean, even in his picture, he's smirking. Dubbed a genius as soon as he started as a prosecutor. Today is his court debut.
What's a debut?
The first time you do it.
Ah.
I sure hope that my outfit gets a little bit less fancy over time.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely.
But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered.
Oh, look at his smirk from the side.
That's different.
Watch it not be him.
It's like his twin brother or something.
It's like someone completely different, and it's like this was just a red herring the whole time.
Dang it, now I got my suspicions. Thanks for saying that. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death.
You got it, kid.
Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old.
A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Oh, he's even got the thing going.
A witness's testimony.
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. Alright. I'm just going to throw this out here. So, they say that Valerie found Falls with the little girl. And we know that she fired one bullet. Bang! And then he threw her into the ocean. He threw the girl into the river down below. I think Valerie killed the girl. Whether it was on purpose or an accident, I don't know. But I think Valerie killed the girl. And he took the fall for it.
I need a drink.
Falls. But that's just a theory. A game theory. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. How many bodies have fallen into this river?
Some of Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. Blah.
That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be...
Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne.
Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
So wait a minute, that's not right.
He's like, yes, okay, so he escaped from prison 2 days ago. Yep, guilty.
At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Saying that you should listen to the case? Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you're even younger than me, and you... Hypocrite?
Hypocrite.
What's a hypocrite?
Someone who says something but does something else. Like if you go, you really shouldn't drink coffee.
I see.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
I call the detective who's in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
Please be
We
young
get to see a young gumshoe.
Please be young gumshoe. Please be young gumshoe.
Yeah!
She has a young gumshoe, and he looks exactly the same.
No, he's got a different colored coat. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir.
She looks exactly the same.
I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes?
Well, what is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. I feel like I'm becoming more of a man. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it.
Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. I don't know why he suddenly turned like this.
Yes, sir, right away.
So, yeah, what's with the Luke at me voice?
With his what voice?
Luke at me voice.
Right?
Like, where did Luke at me come from? That guy is supposed to be dead now.
No. Remember, this is 6 years in the past.
Alright, I'm just saying.
The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was pretty. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss.
That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself.
Yes, sir. I get you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here.
It's in color.
Right?
With more detail.
This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
I see.
The bridge, located 40 feet above Eagle River. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Suspicious.
Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Safari!
That's not the Luke at me voice. That's not the Luke at me voice. He's probably not even a detective right here. Right now.
Right?
Also, is this like the judge's cousin?
This was the judge. Remember when... Actually, it does tie into Luke Atme. Remember when Luke Atme was being proven... He was on trial to be proven as Mask to Mask? And we ran into the courtroom and went, no, we need him. We got to prove that he's the murderer.
Yes.
This was the judge.
Yeah, I remember him. But is this like the judge's cousin? The one that we know?
I think just all judges look like this. They all have big bushy beards. Or at the end, he's going to be so shocked that his hair will turn white and he'll lose the weird little arrows on top of his head. And Armando will be so shocked that he'll go blind and his hair will turn white.
Shocked about what?
I don't know. Remember, Winston Payne was so shocked that he lost his hair.
Oh, yeah.
If there's no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. Remember, this was back... Oh, no, actually, no. He never faked a testimony. People always thought he did,
Yeah.
but he never faked it. He would hide evidence, but he would never fake evidence.
Yeah.
The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, my eyes get very large. I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on.
And that's where we'll stop.
No!
Yeah.
Whoever said we were gonna stop there?
Well, we don't want to go too far.
Keep pulling me up.
Yes. Back, sorry, my dog is sick or something. He's shaking and won't eat. Uh-oh, you should get that checked.
Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready.
Tea?
Who are you? On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
He just went to the doctor yesterday.
Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. And I sure do love my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, it depends on the way that everyone's a beginner in here.
You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got. Kitten.
Why does he keep calling me kitten? It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember, code court procedure.
Yep.
Because you stayed up all last night watching.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet.
This unknown person. I'm used to being the lawyer, okay? I'm used to always being the lawyer. So when it pans to the left, I'm like, yep, I gotta talk. Just say your line already.
Okay. This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls.
What? The defendant? The defendant called her?
Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, a top secret memo that she left on her desk. It read, I just got a phone call from Terry Falls. This is me writing, Victoria Hawthorne. Me, Hawthorne, first name Victoria. Definitely me.
Confidential police materials written by the victim. February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out.
Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. Wait, let me read that again.
19. Yeah, that would actually make sense.
What's up?
Just a little thing I was thinking of. Alright, read this again. February 14th at 1:21 p.m. Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out.
I take it she didn't talk to her that much.
Hmm?
I take it she was one of those secretive ones to those around her. Especially those she loved. Like Dahlia.
I think it's more she's not saying, hey, I need to talk to Dahlia. It's more, I need to talk to Dahlia about what happened. I need to tell her that I shot that 14-year-old girl. I'm sticking with my theory. Unless 14-year-old girl is Dahlia. Yeah.
Say that
But then
again?
Falls wouldn't have gone to prison. So never mind.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls.
Yeah. My idea wasn't to keep that note for me.
Yogi's not what I expected. Alrighty then. I'm gonna go and comfort my dog. So in case he's just very scared.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he's just scared of something.
Huh. Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
It's that detective's fault. She's the one who said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me.
I knew he was gonna say, don't make a face at me.
I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that trap? With that cute face. I didn't expect him to be so sweet. What? Did you say cute?
Yeah, because he's a little baby. Because he's 20.
A bridge up in the mountains. But why me there?
Because it is a very important place to the defendant. That's why.
What do you mean by that?
If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge.
That's not Edward's voice.
He's also only 20.
Doesn't make him sound younger though.
The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls.
Huh. Return to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic.
You know what else is nostalgic? Drinking some coffee. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, We were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move. We got you surrounded."
Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly?
Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right?
Ha! If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I'd noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone.
Criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway.
Mr. Falls had a car then?
Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, man. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right?
What? You mean the defendant drove his own car?
No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light.
Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there.
Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Can I look at it again?
Yeah.
Just checking, just to make sure I don't miss anything. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yet.
One thing I noticed, but I'm not sure if it has anything to do with anything. Go ahead.
What is it?
You'll see. If it comes into play.
The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here?
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm.
The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Here's a photo of the trunk, but I didn't see anything strange, do you? Anyway, Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
That certainly is something. That certainly is some impressive police work.
Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falls might just try to run.
What do you mean with too close for comfort?
The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint.
That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Falls could have slipped right by.
Listen up, kid. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
A trap?
Walk into it carelessly and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh?
No, it's not.
Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're gonna get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards.
The ever famous contradiction. I sure hope I find some of those. What does the defendant have to say about the photo?
What he always says, ma'am.
I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing.
That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Or he says, ugga. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely.
Can you show me what you see? What is that?
The lock.
What about it?
The lock's all bashed up. If you stole the car, you've got the keys to the car. Why would you need to bash up the trunk to unlock it?
What does that have to do with it?
If he stole the car, he wouldn't need to smash the lock to open the trunk, yes?
Yes.
So why is the trunk lock smashed? Oh, also that.
Also what?
February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Falls 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out. Do you see it?
See what? Oh! Oh, she's not wearing a scarf.
This is just like in the first game. Body found in the trunk, and the scarf ended up being an important clue.
Yeah.
Sorry, the muffler.
Still, show it. Witness!
Well, why did the music change? They're like, yes. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that.
Yeah. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
Candy?
Well, it's just coffee that I put lots of sugar in. Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, yeah, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective,
Yes, ma'am.
this photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, the special request.
I
I have one very simple question for you. Detective, where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
Yeah. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance?
That's not Light?
Right?
Ah!
Where did you find that, sir?
On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Why did you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. I wouldn't know anything about that.
At least not a few years until now. At least not a few years later.
Right? It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
Looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Oscar Edward. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence. It's worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fay?
Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his marmy?
Mm-hmm.
What that means?
You don't know what smarmy means.
Just marmy's little neck.
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively, and with hard evidence, that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there.
That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh?
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness.
I swear if it's Zlata Hart that took a picture of this going on.
This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. The picture was taken by some high school kid with lots of hair.
Look at this photo. You really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Oh. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to have been taken by the witness.
No, I need to know who it is now.
Oh, I know who it is now.
If they don't show up, you have to tell me.
Oh, I'm sure they'll show up. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Guilty!
Tara?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean by I think I'd rather stick with our double judge.
Right? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place.
At least he wasn't very decisive.
Right?
At least he wasn't so decisive.
So I guess what you're saying is, I'm not sure how I feel about this judge. Read your line.
What?
I said read your line.
Who is this eyewitness?
She's a college student.
A female college student?
That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her.
Maybe so, but as the attorney for defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all.
What is that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the big testimony of a female college student. Female college student, eh? It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing this scarf, sir.
The victim was wearing a scarf in that photo, alright? So about the witness who took this photo. What was the person doing all the way in the mountains?
She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on.
Drizzling, huh?
That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. it was just a joke. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case. The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
Is that part of the witness's testimony as well?
And of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal.
Ah! Shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed? Or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? Was this mind-boggling tale? And the way you said brutal. And the way you spelled it.
right.
That's just brutal. Like noodle.
Yeah.
Like that's not how you spell brutal, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. I wonder if he's Canadian.
Huh. Save your nasty look for the right person.
Huh?
Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself.
Hey, watch where you throw your coffee. Court record, huh?
What?
Keep me up. I feel good.
All the way up. There you go. Perfect.
Can't breathe. My butt.
What?
Thanks. there.
Okay.
I can breathe.
I mean, I noticed a contradiction here, but it's got nothing to do with. That must have been when the scarf fell off.
Huh. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim.
That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, man.
The area was wet from rain. And the bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me.
Talk about a surprise. Had no idea there was a photo.
So what did I do?
You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean.
Of course I do.
So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere, hidden in the testimony, is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance.
I have a theory. Okay. So we've got photo of the map. We've got the photo of her dead body. And we've got the photo taken from there. I thought it was, hey, how did she get stabbed in the back if she was facing him?
Especially when... Can't take a look at the map. There's not much of that bridge. It's like, look, there's a giant hole there.
Yeah.
I don't think there would be much space for them to, like, jump around each other.
Wait.
What?
Where was this picture taken from?
What do you mean?
Where was the picture taken from? So,
Again, I have to ask, what do you mean?
here's the picture. What's in the picture?
him,
Yep.
her,
Yep.
the bridge,
Yep.
rain,
Yep.
a bit of the cliff.
Bit of the cliff. Okay. Where's the picture taken from?
Which side? Which side was it taken from?
Well, if
It had to be on the left.
if she met him there, that means that he was there first, right? Because he was the one who asked her to show up there. Meaning he would have been on the bridge first. Meaning since we see it from his back, it would have to be behind him. How?
I don't know.
And even if she got there before him, and so it was taken so that he was closer. He's standing here, she's standing there. How would you take a picture? Cliff gets in the way.
So
They'd have to be standing like here, in the gap.
So you would have to be on the other side. But then, how'd you get over there?
Exactly. Meaning, I think that picture is a fake. But I don't know how to prove it. Yeah, I don't know how to prove it.
Not like that.
Okay, I'll try pointing out the other thing. No? Okay. I wanted to point out the other missing object. What, you have an idea? Or you're just showing off your tongue? Okay, weirdo. There's an eyewitness. Shows the victim wearing the scarf. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
My tail one. I don't know where to. Button.
Button.
It just felt like it was getting pulled on when you pulled me up.
Nope. Didn't even go anywhere near it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Your arm pressed on it.
Oh, okay, sorry. Must have been when the scarf fell off.
And it was just chained too, so it's kind of sensitive.
How did she get pushed from behind if they're facing each other?
No?
No. Do we have to go, hey look, where's the knife? Nope.
Why is it called Evil River?
I don't know. Doesn't have a date on it or something.
Yeah, I know, like last time. Like last time.
Yeah.
Which makes things a whole lot harder.
I still... How was this picture taken? Where was this picture taken from? Because you can see in the picture, one of the support ropes, down at the bottom right, goes off. But no other support rope. Meaning, and look how close she is to the bridge.
You mean to him?
The photographer. Look how close they are to the bridge. Meaning that she had to be close to the bridge. But no matter where you look at it, there's nowhere that she could stand that she'd be that close to the bridge and get that picture. Let's try pressing on everything. He's wearing a scarf in that photo, all right? They're taking pictures of wildflowers. There's rare flowers because of the spirits. Oh no, it's a ghost. It's not a ghost. It was drizzling. It was slippery. And then he goes, poor baby, the court record seems to have wet itself. And then she spilled coffee. Court record, huh? So he's supposed to present something here?
What the heck was... I don't know anymore. What did you just present?
The picture of her dead body in the trunk.
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere.
I missed that look. They're like, yeah, I don't think so. Dad, you just wipe your hair back.
Right.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Okay, so when he said it was drizzling when they faced off, and I threw the picture at him and said, then how come she's dry? That doesn't count. But she was pushed and stabbed. Then how come she's dry? Counts.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo with the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day? Her.
Actually, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's it. What's,
Exactly.
what?
Exactly.
That's exactly what's strange. I recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
No, that's exactly right. My God, if only someone had pointed that out like 10 minutes earlier. Yeah, if only. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Yes, but her coat's not even muddy, wet. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge, huh?
Huh. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The scarf, I think? The evidence is the scarf.
Ah!
It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
Urgh. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Hey, same to you, buddy.
Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and their scarf. However, the real question is, why is there contradiction?
Huh?
For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
Alright. Not like he's really giving me a choice here.
Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Armando?
Armando.
No matter what he says,
He's not Armando.
right? A contradiction always comes down to a lie.
That's a Pokemon, not a person.
It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three.
To be fair, he is one. His name is one letter off from Armando.
I know.
From Armando. I can't.
Now you can't even say Armaldo.
I can't even say it.
What you said just now? I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the copy. What did I say?
Aficionado.
What's an aficionado?
Someone who loves something.
aficionado over there. He said it.
This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know.
Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is.
Yes. The false evidence in this case is what do you think?
Personally, I think it's the photo.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, honestly. About the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by a witness. It certainly seems to show a man in a prison uniform and a woman in a coat. However, we can't tell any more than that from the photo.
Are you saying the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendant?
Well, that's certainly a possibility.
So perhaps it was another prisoner and policewoman. I admit people have their quirks. Perhaps they were part of a role-playing group.
Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess.
You messed up again, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
There should be something else that's even more suspicious. Now, think the whole thing over again. From this point on, Miss Faye, I will penalize you for making unsubstantiated accusations.
Don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home.
In any case, this court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court.
Okay, if it's not that, then what is it?
I mean, I would think that the body had to be real.
Why is that?
The cops found the body.
Oh, yeah.
You think the cops wouldn't go, oh, that's a fake body? Or, oh, that's not who we think it is? Even though we would know our own policewoman?
Yeah. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
But they were facing each other.
Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true. Huh. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time.
I can't hold the suspense any longer. No! No! I have an idea.
Yeah, what's the idea?
bit of a compromise.
What?
Get to the part where we find the witness, then stop.
Aww. I guess that's a good cliffhanger. Seeing them show up, and then we just end it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Your fault, though.
It's better than, like, trying to figure out who it was for the next 3 days. What Mr. Edwards said kind of worried me. What did he mean by the brutal truth?
Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. Prosecution summons. The woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes.
Isn't it? Yeah. The battle begins here.
Okay, that's a good place to stop at.
Okay, we had a deal.
Well,
Ow!
gravity. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Are you ready?
For the reveal of the mysterious witness. None other than Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm not surprised, honestly. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Dahlia Hawthorne. Okay, guys, well, that's where we're gonna have to end it off for today, but with Dahlia Hawthorne being our next witness again. Okay, on the bright side, at least we know how we have met her. This is how. Once again, in court. Yeah, anyway. But we shall get to her testimony the next time. So we hope that you join us there. So bye now.
Farewell.